What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Motorhead YouTube channel. So today we are working on my brother-in-law Elijah's car. He just bought this car off of Copart. This is a 2021 Nissan Sentra. It's fully loaded. It's got 18,000 miles and it's just absolutely beautiful. And in my opinion, this is the perfect hit, and we're gonna go over it and explain why it's the perfect hit. And we're gonna go ahead and get this thing ready for a fresh paint job. That way Elijah will be riding around in style. I mean, check this thing out. The headlights are beautiful. I love the way these new Nissans look. And the interior is pretty cool too. If we come over here, check it out, guys. It's got leather. It's got this little insert right here to tell you that it's a race car, Nismo style. But all in all, honestly, the interior is very nice compared to my 2019 Sentra. This thing is just a ways better. So I definitely like what Nissan did with it. So we're gonna come over here to the accident, and I'm gonna explain to you why this is the perfect hit. So as you can see, this thing was smacked along the side. Both doors are absolutely destroyed, and they will be getting replaced. Unfortunately, that is a mess, and we'll go over that. But as you can see, it's a perfect hit because is it locked?
That door doesn't open.
You've never opened it?
No. Actually, yeah, through the inside.
Oh, so it does open.
Yeah.
So this thing barely even got touched on the inside, and that is really good. And as you can see, all you got to do is replace the doors, and you don't have to replace anything structurally. And if you look on the rear, everything is OEM. Everything, all the gaps are OEM. And then when you come to the front, everything is OEM. You have all the OEM gaps, all the OEM clips, all the OEM screws underneath the hood. Everything is perfect because this thing, you literally can't even tell it's wrecked. So once we fix this side right here, you know, there's not really much clips or bolts or anything that you could get wrong here. So we're gonna fix it. We're gonna paint everything needs to be painted. We're gonna blend out the fenders, and you will literally never even be able to tell it was wrecked, and it's gonna look absolutely beautiful with beautiful gaps. So to get started, we're gonna go ahead and get these doors off, and then we're gonna bring the other doors in here because unfortunately, those doors have some issues because Elijah cheaped out and bought $200 doors.
Bro.
All right. Okay, never mind, guys. I stand corrected. This is actually pretty bad. So as you can see, definitely took a nice little whacking here. This is gonna have to go on the frame machine. So stay tuned for part 2. Today we're just going to get the doors ready for paint and possibly trim them out, painting the inside. We'll see. Maybe we'll wait since this interior right here has to get painted. We can just go ahead and paint it with the doors off. We'll get Victor to do it. We have 2 door stands so he can paint both doors inside and out. He can go ahead and paint this entire jamb as well as the quarter and the fender. Honestly, that's probably the best bet. So that's probably what we'll do. So for now, we're just gonna get these doors off and get the new doors on. I wanna make sure they line up. If they don't and it has to go in the frame, that's gonna suck because I don't wanna do that today. But hopefully they line up. That way we can get, because they have like a bent lip on one of them. And I'd like to get everything real nice and fitting real nice. That way we can Bondo it and prime it and have it all ready. Because as you can see right here, this fender is crunched too. And I'm gonna save this fender for Elijah because I'm just such a good brother-in-law. So we're gonna fix that. That way he doesn't have to replace it or remove anything. Because like I said, it's all original. We don't wanna mess with anything. So I do need the door to fit right. That way I can set that gap correctly. So me and Elijah are gonna go get the doors. We're gonna get them mounted on and see how everything looks. All right, check it out, guys. We got the doors lined up. Look at that, absolutely beautiful gaps. Everything lines up just like the factory. Honestly, I'm really surprised how well it lined up considering the wreck.
I thought you were rude.
No, just kidding. Guys, I decided we're gonna just go ahead and throw this thing on the frame today, which means you guys are gonna get 2 frame jobs in this video. So we're gonna get it up on the frame. We need to pull this area out right here. Same with this area, it's sunk in. This bottom part really wants to come out, and it's going to pull it out and kind of bring this door like that. So that's gonna open up that and also open up this once it goes down and up. So we're gonna yank that out, yank this out, get it all lined up. Good thing these doors came with hinges. We'll swap out the hinges for sure. And then I don't know if we'll have time in this video, but these doors, as I was saying, they have really bad wavy bodywork all on them. And this door, literally, I picked off like all this by hand. Like, it's literally just coming off. It was peeling off in sheets. So we're gonna have to strip this door down completely, redo everything. And that door, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but if you look down it, it's just looks like you're just surfing on the ocean. So let's go ahead and get this thing on the frame and let's start tugging on it, get it all lined up, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this hinge. As you can see, the door needs to come way out. So once we get this pillar pulled out, then I'll go ahead and change out the hinge. We'll put new hinges on it, line it up, get this door done, and then we'll move to this rear door. As you can see, same thing here. This pillar is absolutely crunched, and that is affecting a lot of things, including this right here. So looks like all of this was pushed in. We're gonna have to run some pins here, and get this all back to where it was as well. So let's go ahead and start on the front, and then we'll move to the back and we'll see how this turns out. All right, check it out, guys. So we did our pull and we got this lined up super nicely. The gaps look great, as you can see right there. And check this out, nice and even gap here. And then also we got a beautiful gap here. I'm really happy with these results. And check this out, inside here, I went ahead and metal worked that. We got it all bent back out. We still need to work this right here. And that's what we're going to do next. Now that we know everything lines up beautifully, we're gonna take the doors off. We're gonna fix this, Bondo it, prime it. And then we also need to fix this right here and get it all yanked out back to where it was so we can body work it as well and get it done. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, start pulling that and finish this metal work, get it bondoed, and that way we can get the inside primed and we can go ahead and get Victor to paint the inside of the doors. And then once we get it all put back together, he can paint the exterior. Check it out, guys. We got it beautiful. Everything looks nice and smooth. Same with this right here. We got it all pulled out real nicely. Look at that. This thing is good to go. So that is ready for paint. That's going to be all because we need to wait for this to dry. Next episode, we'll go ahead and get all the body work on the doors done and this fender, and we'll go ahead and get everything trimmed out, ready for paint. That way Elijah's car will be done. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Now we're going to go ahead and get on to another project. So let's go ahead and get that started. Today we are working on this Civic right here, and as you can see, this thing got crunched in. If you look, that tire is sticking way out, and as you can see, this thing definitely needs a new quarter panel. So we're gonna go ahead and get started on this thing. I need to tear it down, get it ready. As you can see, this door is also beat up. We're gonna attempt to repair that. We'll see how that goes, and then what we'll do is get everything tore down, pull it out, and start replacing stuff, and then we can go ahead and see how bad it is on the inside once I get this tore off, because this definitely will probably need an inner wheel well, or I could possibly fix it. It's just a matter of seeing what it looks like once we get it all tore down and ripped off. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's get this thing tore down, and then we'll throw it on the frame machine and start doing some pulls. All right, guys, so I'm gonna start by tearing off this bumper and tail light, and then we'll move to this door, tear the door down, and then as you can see, this side skirt has to come off. So we're gonna go ahead and get it all tore down. Then me and Elijah will go over the car, make sure there's no other damage that is not on the estimate, do a supplement, and then I can go ahead and start putting it on the frame machine and yanking this out. As you can see, it's pretty smashed up. So we're definitely gonna have to yank it all out and get it as close to original as possible. That way, once we go ahead and prep it for the new one, everything will fit real nicely and nothing behind there will be pushed out of place. So let's go ahead and start tearing it down. Check it out, guys. We got it all stripped down. I got all these wires pulled aside. We'll have the blanket here, so they'll be safe. The only welding that's gonna happen is right here. So with the blanket there, it'll be okay. Same with that. We got everything tore down. As you can see in there, it's gonna get welded. So I went ahead and ripped that out. Up here, it goes down through here. Any sparks that will weld will fall into there. Obviously, we'll put a blanket here as well. So that's all good. As you can see, I got it in the air, but one thing is that when you're lifting these cars up and doing quarter panels, you want to make sure the car is level even in the air. So we got 4 jacks on every jack point. That way this thing is perfectly level. It's all the same. Many times people won't do this and they'll have just one side jacked up, and by the time they weld this thing in and everything and they lower the car back down, all the stress was on this point, and then the car is a little warped, and then the gaps are just all janky. So with this, we know whatever gaps we have will be there when we're done welding. So we are good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and get that quarter panel out. We're gonna start test fitting it. And once we get a test fit, we'll do our preliminary cuts and get everything lined up. Once I'm happy with the gaps, we'll prep it for the spot welder, and we'll go ahead and spot weld all this and get it looking OEM. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so as I prep this quarter, guys, it's actually crazy. This one is cut super short, and I already cut down there on the bottom, as you can see, and I just checked it, and it's literally to like right here. So we got extremely lucky I didn't make this too short. I'm super glad. I'm changing it a little bit different. I don't want to go all the way up into here, into the roof section. So I'm going to do it by these spot welds right here. So we're going to go ahead and first things first, get this cut out exactly how I want it, and then we'll cut it here, and that way this is ready. Then we'll get it onto the car and start checking gaps. So let's go ahead and get this off, and we'll see what it looks like. And I got it exactly how I want it. So let's go ahead and test fit this and see how it looks. All right, I just got a test fit. Check this out. We got these new clamps. These are super cool. So you grab this thing, you stick them inside there, and pretty much it just yanks them out, and you can tighten it down. That way you can get it in its spot. I really like that. But check this out, guys. We got this gap looking beautiful. As you can see, it lines up here. It gets smaller because it's overlapping. So once we chop that to the right size, it should bring it down just where we need it. As you can see, this right here is very manipulatable. It goes back and forth. So I'm really happy with that. As you can see, it lines up nicely. And also check this out, guys. So we have a very nice door gap. It's a little big up top, but I went and looked at this side, and as you can see, this thing has a huge gap too, and up top it's almost twice the size of the bottom. So I mean, it's not a pretty gap, but it is a factory gap. So I'm happy with that. Now what we're going to do is we'll make these cuts, and we'll start prepping everything, and we can go ahead and get this thing welded in and make it look nice again. So let's go ahead and get started. To spot weld, I need to sand each side, front and back. That way the spot welder will do a nice little weld. We're going to spot weld all of this right there, and then a lot of this is just glued, as you can see. Same with all this stuff right here. We'll just plug weld it, glue it just like it was from the factory. Plug weld these and spot weld all those. That way once you look down it, it's going to look OEM. So let's go ahead, get it cut and prep it for welding. check it out, guys. We got everything spot welded. Looks beautiful. I went ahead and put Bondo on the welds, and I'm super happy with these results. Unfortunately, guys, this panel bond is going to take 24 hours to dry. I went ahead and threw it all up in there and a little bit down there, and then also this wheel well. So I'm going to have to finish this job on Monday. We'll get this thing all primed and it'll look good. And also once this dries, I can sand it nice and smooth, and we'll put the factory style seam sealer how it has it, and the same thing here, and we'll make it look really good. And it's all going to look OEM once we prime it. And obviously you'll see we'll have the spot welds going through there as well, so that's also a very nice touch. So stay tuned for that. Hope you guys are enjoying all of this content. We also are going to fix the door. I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. That's going to be super exciting. Stay tuned, guys. So I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for all the love and support. Thanks for watching. You can also follow us on Instagram at motorhead.co, and we post a lot of this before the videos. So I'll see you in the next one. Peace.